Save with Family Dollar Smart Coupons. Open our app, clip the coupons you need, scan your barcode, and save on your favorite brands. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
WQEE 99.1 FM The Key, home of Southern Sports and Talk. Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin. WQEE 99.1 FM The Key, home of Southern Sports and Talk. Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Raven in Real Life radio show and podcast. I am your host, Raven, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 505-5083. What's coming up next could be you. All right, y'all. Till next time, this was Raven in Real Life. Hey, y'all. You're listening to the Raven in Real Life radio show and podcast on WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, the heartbeat of Metro Atlanta. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Raven in Real Life radio show and podcast. I am your host, Raven, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the things that I wish that I could tell 20-year-old me. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I've probably put the number of items in the title, but if you're listening on the radio show, I have no clue how many we're going to get to, so we'll count it up and I'll tell you at the end. But before I go into that, let me tell you, and I'm not a paid sponsor, I'm just saying this because I found something else that I loved, because as I'm recording my podcast and radio show, I'm always sipping on coffee. So I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that I'm a Folgers girl. But let me tell you, they sell something. I know it's at Publix. So I'm not sure of other grocery stores. But I just found it at Publix on sale. Buy one, get one. And I don't know how to say it. But it's spelled Gevalia. So Gevalia. It might be G. I don't know. It has the little dots over the E, but it's one that's made in Sweden, and there's 2 steps to it. So you put this frothy milk in your cup. It's like a powdered milk into your cup, and then you put in the K-cup and run it, and when you stir it up, it becomes super frothy and creamy and delicious. It's buttery, it's sweet, it's just so good. So it's given Folgers a run for its money, at least right now, while it's BOGO. And I don't know if you know this also, but if you shop at Publix, when you see something is buy one, get one free, you don't even have to buy 2 of them. They just ring up half price. So if you just want to try it like I did and get one, and then I went back and got a bunch. So, but if you just want to do one, it'll only be half price for you right this second at least. So, all right, let's get into this. Let's talk about the things that I would tell 20-year-old Raven. So this show is really geared to maybe college students, maybe your high schoolers, or maybe even, I guess, anyone of any age that just doesn't have everything figured out like myself. So maybe some of my little tips and things that I've learned through the years will help you. And then please, if there's something that you wish you could tell your 20-year-old self, give me a text on the line. Message me through Facebook Messenger. Let me know what it is that you wish you could have told your 20-year-old self. But I'll say that number 1 is going to be, you do not have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. So I have been a person that, and honestly, I am a very, very good judge of character. But I'm also the world's worst at giving people the benefit of the doubt, or just thinking, maybe they didn't mean the things they said, or didn't mean to do the things that they did if they knew it would hurt someone. So I would just always, first to forgive, would give the benefit of the doubt. But I was just talking with some girlfriends over dinner the other night, and I told them this because I would try to explain away my ability to just be able to take criticisms and be able to let someone just be mean right to my face. And I would just roll with it with humor. But you don't have to do that. Even if you're a person like me where you're able to perform and function even in high stress situations, someone not treating you right is causing internal stress in your life. And you do not have to allow that to happen. If you see red flags in the beginning of a relationship, and when I say relationship, it could be a working relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a romantic relationship, anything that you're in. If you see red flags and someone is showing you who they are, like the saying says, believe them. Now I'm going to repeat that. This is an old saying. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because people can say things all day long, but if their actions are showing that they truly have different intentions, then that's probably what you should go with. All right, the second thing that I would tell myself. Now, this one may really be more geared to myself, honestly, or people that are like me. My number 2 is stop stressing deadlines. And when I say that, I don't mean don't stress a deadline and then let it go by and then not be able to explain yourself when you haven't done what you're supposed to do. I was a person, and if this describes you through your elementary school years and junior high or middle school, whatever you call it, or high school, if you are a person that you would have something do, and no matter how hard you tried to do it or you tried to start, your brain would just not wrap around it, and you would stress out about it and you would stress out about it. But then last minute, maybe the day before or week of, even if it's something that you've had on the plate for 6 months, you get it done. And it always works out and you always do it. Stop stressing all of that lead up time because you know that you're not going to do it. I did not stop doing this until I hit my 30s. I would stress over it and think about it. But I had an honest conversation with myself and I was like, Raven, you are not that person. You are not going to do things well ahead of time. You're not going to divide it up over the weeks, months, days that you have to do this and get it done in chunks. But you are going to sit down and you are going to get it done in time when you know that you have planned your time out. Now, if you can be a different person than that, because there are things that have happened, there have been times where actually, when I was in college, I had a 15-page paper that I had to do on the Berkeley protests. And I waited, of course, and I stressed it the whole time, but then in the end, I get it cranked out. But on the last page, my computer died, and I had to completely redo it. But still, even in that, I somehow got this thing done. If you're a person that you know you are not going to do it, don't let that give you anxiety every single day. Be honest with yourself. But like I said, if you can be that person, if you can train yourself, go ahead. But if it's just not going to happen, if your brain is not built like that, what is that extra stress doing? It's not adding anything to the content. It's not helping you because you're going to lose sleep over it. You're either going to overeat thinking about it or you're going to lose your appetite. It's just not good for you. So that's my second thing that I would tell me. Raven, stop stressing if you have a deadline because you know you and you know that you're going to get it done. Okay. My number 3, and again, this is kind of specific to people like me because I'll preface this by saying there are plenty of people out there that don't have the ability to have children. There are plenty of people out there that don't want children. Actually, one of my best friends, she's 60, and she lived her life by design, and she knew from a young age that she never wanted to have children. She never regretted it, and she lives her life that way on purpose. Myself, I had a child young. So my number 3 is go to more of my child's, or let me word this the right way because it's hard when you're speaking to your 20-year-old self. Go to all of your child's sporting events. No, you guys, I was not an absentee mom. I definitely, especially in her young years, oh man, before she was school age, I was taking her to the museum. I was taking her to the library for teddy bear tea parties. I went to the classroom. I did all that stuff in the first years of school. But then I slowed that stuff down. And through her life, my child did soccer, she did softball, and she did golf. If I could go back, I would have went to every one of those, because the truth is, that is the seasons, although they feel long because you're tired at the end of the day and you don't really want to go all the time. If there's other family that's going and there's other people going to support her, and I've been working all day, oh, it's hard to, drag yourself out to the game. But even though those seasons can feel long, those seasons are short, and that season of their life goes by much faster than you anticipate, than it feels like when you're in it. So being on the backside of that, I would do every single one of them, even though I hate being extra hot. I hate being extra cold, but I should have been in those stands every single week. So 20-year-old Raven, in your next life, do better. Okay, number 4. I would tell myself to be boldly myself. Now, something that it feels so silly, but it was so true. My senior year of high school, when people would ask me what I wanted to do, I would tell them that I wanted to be a cast member on SNL. And the truth, in Saturday Night Live, if you don't know SNL, I'm not even that funny. I make people laugh, and the people that like me think that I'm funny, but I'm not funny on purpose. So I can make people laugh in a conversation or at a table or at an event when we're networking, but I don't know that I could ever be that person that stands up on a stage and does comedy. I'm not that kind of funny. So, but my favorite thing in life is making people laugh. So that's what I would tell people. But through the years, I had been becoming such a smaller person. I shrunk from what I was. I stopped being as silly and out there and excited. And now, if you know me, you may be thinking that I'm crazy by saying this, but it's very true. My personality was much more out there than it is now. So I would tell myself, be boldly you. Do not lose that. Even though life throws a lot of curveballs and there's a lot of traumatic things that happened over the years, I've been able to keep my sense of humor intact, but I wish I would have kept that boldness and that just wildly myself intact as well. And if you're not like me, when I say boldly be yourself, I mean, if you are a person who loves something that is not like the typical norm, love it with every ounce of what you got. This is another conversation that I was having yesterday at work. I know someone who, people in their family, they love things like Dungeons and Dragons and Zelda and stuff like that in their adult years. I love that. I love when an adult knows what they love and just goes after it. Don't worry about how other people are going to think about it, because if it brings you happiness, good for you. Because you doing it or you not doing it is not going to make a difference in other people's lives. So why would their opinion on the matter ever matter? Which that's why I should have told myself at 20, be boldly you, because whether or not I was out there dancing in the rain and acting silly, it wasn't affecting anyone else. So, yeah, Raven, just keep going with your little wild personality. All right, so next, number 5. And this is something that I have just began doing this year, truly doing it. Now, I've been on a path of self-improvement for years, but I've only just this year started doing this. And it has already, I feel, made a world of difference in my life. And I've talked about this on the episodes already, so I won't go too much into it. But I would tell 20-year-old Raven, manifest what you want, believe you're going to get it, and daily do affirmations and remind yourself of what you are great at and go after those things. When I tell you guys that all of a sudden, within a week of truly doing this, and also with that, I'm constantly think of opening doors, just doors opening for me, opportunities opening up before me. And then when I do the affirmations, I look in the mirror, I point at myself, I tell myself all those good things. I also try to say a prayer. Now, truthfully, I'm a Christian. I don't care what anyone else is, what you believe. I hope you believe in something, whatever that is, whether it's God, the universe, a source power, whatever that may be that you believe in. I hope you believe in something. But prayer, it's so important. You gotta do that. So I'm going to just throw all those out there. Prayer, meditation, manifestation, affirmations, all of those good things. What goes in comes out, and when good things come out, other people see it, and I think that is what opens those doors for you. Just do it and see how it changes your life. But you got to truly believe it when you do it, that what you're doing is going to change your life. But these doors that have been opening for me and the people that have been coming into my life, it is astounding. It is to the point, it has brought me to tears in the last week, because I'm seeing through these relationships that are being built and these opportunities that are being opened, that people are looking at me differently than I look at myself. And we can be our own worst critics, and maybe that should be a number on here, that I would remind myself, 20-year-old me, that I am my own worst critic. So maybe whatever I'm thinking in the moment might not be right if I'm thinking badly of myself. So yeah, that's my number 5. So my number 6, this one right here, I'm actually about to start now, because no matter how old you are, anything that you want to change about your life, you can do it. But I wish I could tell my 20-year-old self to start working on health and fitness then. That it would probably be so much easier when my body was, more limber, more flexible, more all the things. I gotta tell you, I'm at my absolute high weight right now of my life. I'm just under 210 pounds, and that the number itself, it's just like, that makes me a little bit sad. But honestly, I am the most confident in myself right now than I ever have been in my life. I've gotten to a point, I don't mind pictures of me. I don't care. They don't have to be cropped. Someone else, if you take a picture with me and you look great and I look horrible, post away. I don't mind. I'm never going to care. I don't care how I look on camera, as long as the conversation is flowing and everything is going good, because it's just the truth. That's just what I look like. So it's fine, and I'm okay with my appearance. But I can feel the difference of how my body feels with this extra weight on it. And then also, I know that whenever I go through phases where I'm like, okay, I'm going to increase my water intake, I feel so much better when I'm out walking or when I go work out and I am dreading it and I don't want to do it, but I push myself to do it anyways. There's never been a time where afterwards I'm like, oh man, I really wish I hadn't have done that. I love it when I do it. It's the getting me to do it that is a problem. So if I could tell 20-year-old Raven, start now, so that way I wouldn't have had these issues. I already have bad knees. I'm only 39 and I have bad knees. And from what I hear, every pound that you have on your knees is like 4 pounds of pressure, I believe. If I may be saying this wrong. I'm not a medical person, but just Google it. Google how many pounds or how much each pound is on your knees. But I can tell you that since I've been with my fiance, and we've been together just under 10 years now, I have gained 70 pounds. So what is that? 7, 14, 20, 28, 280 extra pounds of pressure on my knees. So yeah, I wish I would have done this not for a vain reason, not for anything other than I want to feel healthy. I want to have the energy. I don't want to get winded. I want my body to last. And I know, and we all know, the older you get, the harder it is to get back into shape. But we can all do it. So I'll soon be starting that process of actually documenting my progress as I go through this. I just have to get myself fully committed and behind how I'm going to do this. But I've already started some things. I've been trying to increase my water intake and kind of work on portion control. I don't believe in starving myself of anything because, as you guys also know, I am a foodie. So I'm not going to starve myself of anything that I want or deny myself of it, but I've got to work on this portion control. And then also, while not denying myself the things that I want to try, I also need to incorporate, of course, more greens and more vegetables and stuff. So anyways, I'll be documenting that. So if you yourself are on any type of health journey, I would love to hear about it. So message me about that, and maybe we can do this together. I'd be happy to encourage you through your process. And I guess since I brought up the fact that I'm a foodie, I'll go ahead and say number 7 is going to be try more things, try more foods. I mean, when I was a kid that only ate, so if we went to McDonald's, I just wanted a plain hamburger and fries. No, I never even got chicken nuggets, which still to this day, I don't understand. Someone please break down to me why nuggies are such a thing. I don't get it. But I was in my 30s before I started really liking vegetables and trying different foods and trying exotic foods, I guess, because I don't know if my palate has changed that much or if I was just that stubborn to not try it. So yeah, my number 7 is definitely to tell myself earlier to just try the things, because I'm sure I've missed out on a lot of opportunities to try what would probably be some of my favorite foods to this day. Okay, number 9, I would definitely tell myself to travel more earlier. I love going places. Now, I think I've told you this plenty of times too. I hate the act of getting there. I get so much anxiety when someone else is driving. I cannot sleep in any form of transportation. I can't sleep I guess when I'm on a cruise ship, eventually I fall asleep, but I do get anxiety on cruise ships whenever it comes time to go to sleep and they're rocking. It's more than just a fear. It's a full-on phobia of flying. I can't sleep in a car, not on a plane. It's horrible. It is horrible, my anxiety. But I push through it. It's getting harder. It's strange. I've flown so many times now. I've flown over oceans. All that, but oh my goodness, it's getting worse with the flying thing. So who knows? My travel may become more and more only just domestic within the lower 48, but go places and see things, because it opens you up. Especially, I graduated from a very small town in Alabama, and I'm right on the border of Columbus, Georgia, which is, I guess, like, they call it a small big town, but it's not that big, okay? we don't have a cheesecake factory, okay? That's the size of Columbus. Like, we have most of the chain restaurants, but we're not even big enough for a cheesecake factory, apparently. But, yeah, when you get outside of your area, you realize how different people are and how they live, and you get to meet new cultures, and you get to just try new things, and there's so much beauty out there in the world, and I was not seeing any of that even through my 20s. And the crazy thing is the money could have been there to spend on that, but of course we're just spending it on other unnecessary things. So maybe a better way to tell my 20-year-old self would be prioritize travel with the little bit of money that you are making, because you can save up and you can do it even if you're not making that much money. You can figure out a way to make it happen, even if it's just like a weekend vacation that you do 4 or 5 hours away. Anywhere you live, you can Google something that's within that drive distance and just go see something. So I would definitely tell myself to prioritize travel. All right, so the number 10 thing that I would say to myself would be better with money. Be careful with money, and don't borrow more than you can pay back right away unless it's an emergency. And when I say borrow, I'm talking about even on your credit cards or from a little loan company or from anyone. Just try your best not to borrow money from people, honestly. That's one thing, if at all I can avoid that. I never got into that, but Lord, I have owed multiple loan companies at a time while having multiple credit cards, and I'm telling my 20-year-old self, be better with money, and I'm telling my 39-year-old self to be better with money, and I am just hoping and praying that I listen and that I'm not telling my 45 or 60 or 75-year-old self to be careful with money and to save. I remember, so my ex-husband, we were together from the time we were 16 and 17. And I remember when he got his first credit card, he was a lucky one, I guess, because his mother had him on like one of her cards as a teenager, so he had credit automatically. It took me forever to get mine, and my first card was a JCPenney card, and then I just went and bought clothes and stuff that I didn't even need with that. But the very first thing that we ever bought on a credit card was, I think, dinner at O'Charlie's or lunch at O'Charlie's, because we just wanted to go out to eat. Don't do that. Don't do it. Which, I mean, now if I'm out and about working and all I have on me is a credit card or my phone to do Apple Pay, I'll sure enough do it. So I'm talking to myself now too. But money is important. You don't have to have a lot of it, but if something comes up, you need a little bit of it. And I'm not a financial expert. You can Google a million of them right now, and you can find out the proper way to handle your money. But I will tell you, once you're older and you are facing a lot of credit card debt, a lot of loan payments, any type of creditor is after you, it is a scary situation, because anything can happen. I mean, we all live knowing that anything could happen, but honestly, you just go day to day not expecting something to happen. But when you get older, one fall can change your life dramatically, and it is not cheap to live or to be taken care of if ever you're hurt. And you do, even at the age you are now, listener, especially those of you that are young, and you just feel like 39 is so far away, and you feel like 60 is so far away. It is not that far away. It's going to come. The time's going to pass. You're going to be this age too, and there's going to be a time where you will wish you have saved money. So I'm not going to be the one to give that financial advice, because I didn't live the right way. But look into it. Research how to save money and what to invest your money in. And with that, since it's 10, it's a good round number, I'm going to go ahead and call this the episode. That way we'll have some time for a couple of our advertisers to run a couple of commercials. And if you want to hear yourself on the radio up here in Noonan, or if you want to hear yourself during my podcast, please give me a call, 706-505-5083. What's coming up next could be you. All right, y'all. Till next time, this was Raven in Real Life.
Membership fees apply after free trial. Cancel anytime.
Can I be real for a second? That goal you have to exercise and eat better, you really can do it, but nobody is going to do it for you. And nobody has to, because you can do it if you have the right tools and a community that cares about helping you get results. And that's us, Beachbody. It's as convenient as your TV or laptop, but you need to decide that you're worth it. Let us help you succeed. Here's how. Go to beachbody.com to claim your free membership and start feeling great.
Membership fees apply after free trial. Cancel anytime.
Can I be real for a second? That goal you have to exercise and eat better, you really can do it, but nobody is going to do it for you. And nobody has to, because you can do it if you have the right tools and a community that cares about helping you get results. And that's us, Beachbody. It's as convenient as your TV or laptop, but you need to decide that you're worth it. Let us help you succeed. Here's how. Go to beachbody.com to claim your free membership and start feeling great.